Hello everyone, Andrew here. You're probably wondering how I'm still alive after a certain event happened last time. Well, that's because that Andrew was in fact a clone. Yep, I've successfully cloned myself. And knowing the harsh environments I would be stuck in last time, I've set my clone to do all the dirty work for me. Oh right, there's new anime to talk about. Another season has come and gone, and now we're into the spring season. Last season had some true gems, so I'm curious to see what this season will compete against the previous season. Oh my gosh! There's so many originals coming out this season, and there's so many of them that look so good. I mean, we have your batch of sequel anime like Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, The Ancient Magus Bride, and the long-awaited return of Tomikawa. But still, you got some new anime that I know people will be looking into, so that's why I'm here to give you another episode of Andrew's Underrated Lookouts. Now, before I begin, I want to give a quick shout out to Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is a series that has a cast of characters going to this one island that is said to be paradise, and contains an elixir of life.
Are you sure about that?
It's been hyped by manga readers, so definitely look out for this show. I would like to spend more time talking about this series, but I think this series is being hyped enough that I feel like I should spend more time talking about the lesser known shows. So without further delay, let's get started. You know, with this season marking 3 years since a certain world event happened, it seems fitting that my first lookout is an apocalypse show. Heavily Delusion has a world where you have two different parts. You have your part of the world that looks like if certain world events didn't happen, and then you have present day. All jokes aside, the show follows Maru and Kiriko as they navigate in the post-apocalyptic world, a world where vegetation has grown, and the few remaining humans left are fending for themselves, all while monsters lurk in the night. It's a neat adventure story that has you invested in this world, and it makes you wonder what exactly happened here and how the remaining humans are still able to live. You also see the different viewpoints society has, where you have one group that stays safe behind walls and has youth being raised in some sort of nursery-style setting, but then you have the others who live outside of those walls, and while they try to fend off for survival, it also gives a sense of freedom and exploration. I mean, when has an anime done this before? Oh, for fuck's sake! But yeah, I would still keep a lookout for this show. The story sounds like it's gonna be really good, and the animation looks so smooth and cool. Heck yeah! Have you ever loved the music star so much that you wish you were the kid of that said music star? Okay, maybe not me personally, but Oshinoko explores that idea when you are first introduced to Goro Amamiya, a doctor who was given the responsibility to deliver the children for a big name idol named AI. With Garu being a big fan of AI, he promises her a safe delivery. Well, after certain tragic events happen, he ends up dying but winds up getting reborn as the newly born son to AI. And so, you follow the now named son Aquamarine as he discovers the dark reality behind the whole entertainment industry, and figures out what he will do to lead his new life. The story itself is very fascinating, and the animation looks like it to be a shining star. No, literally, their eyes are shining stars on them. How are the scientists going to explain this phenomenon? Tell me, you bastards, tell me! So yeah, if this lookout looks intriguing to you, then I would highly recommend checking this show out. The first episode is even a 90-minute special, so you will get a first episode that will establish the story very well. Oh, I should also mention this as well. The original creator for this series also made this other show that I think no one has ever heard of. It's called Kage-sama Love is War. No big deal. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Saitama from One Punch Man went to Hogwarts? Well, this series is just that. Mashle takes place in a world where magic is pretty much everywhere. Everyone has the capability to perform magic. Well, all four except Mash. He was born without any magic capabilities, and so he spends his days in the woods training his whole body to become basically Giga Chad. However, one day when his peaceful life was being threatened, Mash begins his journey to become a divine visionary so he can become so powerful that society has no choice but to accept his existence. And so he begins his journey by enrolling in a prestigious magic school in order to compete against the other students. It's basically a battle between magic and muscle, and of course with Mash training his whole life to become the Mega Giga Chad. He has the capability to take down others who have magic abilities. So yeah, just like how One Punch Man parodies itself from the superhero genre, Mashal seems to be parodying the Harry Potter franchise, basically. I could see this series is going to have a lot of comedic moments, and I think the side characters that get introduced later on will be fan favorites. So yeah, I think definitely keep a lookout for this show. Plus, J.K. Rowling is nowhere in sight, so there's no excuse to not watch this show. Now, the last look I have for you today can probably be described in one word: breathtaking. Insomniac's After School follows Nakami and Maguri as they find each other in the school's abandoned observatory. They use the observatory as a space to get some well-needed rest and to help each other out with insomnia. And in case you don't know what insomnia is, it's a sleep disorder that makes people have a difficult time falling asleep at night. Eventually, in order to keep this space, they form an astronomy club, and then you see their relationship take off. Now, I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with the story by exploring the effects of insomnia, but on top of that though, you have gorgeous animation that just oozes perfection. It reminds me a lot of this other show called Call of the Night, where you really get to see the details of the night sky and the scenery all around. It just gave the perfect chill vibes when watching it, and it looks to be the same here as well. So if you ever have a rough day and you just want a cozy laid-back show to binge on at night, then I definitely recommend checking out this show. Okay, I know I said that it was my last look up, but before I wrap things up here, I should probably address this one show that's airing this season. Remember last semester when I talked about a new Gundam show coming out called The Witch from Mercury? Well, guess what? It's back, baby! More action mecha goodness coming to your way, so if you watched the first season back in fall of 2022, then make sure you look out for this new season. And for those who haven't watched the first season and haven't taken my advice on watching it,
what's wrong with you?
Go watch it now so you're not far behind. Anyways, that wraps up this season of Underrated Lookouts. Were there any shows I missed out on here today? Let me know in the comments down below and I'll gladly check them out. But with that being said, I'm Andrew, and stay animated, Indiana.
You know, power scaling culture is kinda stupid. You know the type, the dudes who leave angry comments on every death battle video, have memorized the different transformation names for each Dragon Ball character, and unironically will say the word universal in debates about anime fights. Like, sure, it can be fun to pit your favorite characters against each other, to compare the strength feats of The Thing and Schnitzel, or imagine the genuine damage that would happen in a fight between Godzilla and the Power Rangers. But that's the whole point of this. It's fun. Some nerds take power scaling way too seriously. They can be real jerks about why their favorite character beats Goku, or why Goku beats everyone else's favorite character. It's extra silly since Ben 10 washes all of them. For the uninitiated, Ben 10 is a multi-show franchise that has had 5 main incarnations on Cartoon Network, though they all get worse after the second show. Along with several video games, live-action movies, comic books, a crossover movie with Generator Rex, and a contest where they gave a muscle car to a child.
One lucky fan will win Kevin's car.
The show follows Benjamin Kirby Tennyson, who, as a child, was accidentally given the most powerful weapon in the universe. Oops. It's not supposed to be a weapon, according to the dude who invented it, but Ben uses it to beat the snot out of people anyway. It's called the Omnitrix, a super advanced biotech wristwatch thing that allows the user to transform into any of millions of different species of aliens throughout the universe, if their DNA is collected in the watch's files. In the first show, he was a 10-year-old kid and had access to only 10 aliens. Wait, is that why it's called Ben 10? However, as the shows went on, Ben got older, and, like a card game that should have introduced multiple formats years ago or died, power creep meant Ben and his enemies had to keep getting stronger, flashier, and more marketable. So Ben kept unlocking new aliens until his roster was getting like crazy stacked. However, this wasn't enough power for one obnoxious teenager with the voice of a beautiful, beautiful man. Along with useful features like reducing cooldowns and instant transformation, the Omnitrix eventually unlocked the ability to scan and collect the DNA of new life forms.
Uncatalogued DNA detected. Unknown DNA sample acquired.
Those of you who remember the cold open have probably now audibly said, uh-oh. So whether it's Goku, Superman, Kirby, Godzilla, any Marvel mutant, or whatever your brain can really come up with, Ben can scan them and turn into someone just as strong as them, if not even more powerful, if they're not human. Ben has been shown to regularly be in the peak condition of that species, wrecking experienced fighters with their own fighting styles and abilities. The best part, however, is that to defeat most characters, Ben doesn't even need to do that. That's just a trump card I can wave around in arguments. Ben's aliens are an insane arsenal of powerhouses and world breakers, except for Waka-Trout. Waka-Trout sucks. Taking the two names I keep harping on for meme's sake, Goku and Superman, let me go over the list of aliens who can wreck one or both of these powerhouses, and I do mean list, it is multiple of them. The obvious answer to any fight is Alien X. Alien X, for those out of the know, is a busted stupid cosmic deity with the ability to rewrite the fabric of the universe, even able to at one point recreate the Big Bang. However, it cannot perfectly recreate grape smoothies for some reason. This aside, it's obvious how overpowered Alien X is. It's a really boring answer, but it is correct that the untouchable fabric of reality is stronger than Goku and Superman, though it did lose to Legos once.
Bro, please make it make sense. He got captured by Lego.
However, this is only entry 1 on this list. I'm gonna list every alien that has a chance to wreck Superman, Goku, or both. Lightning round, let's go. Atomics is an OP alien with the power of element generation and mixing atoms and molecules to create anything he wants out of seemingly thin air. There's literally no limit to infinite creation, but to spell out the most obvious answer, yes, he can make kryptonite since it is an element in DC. Also, for some reason, Atomics has insane speed, level of strength, durability on the level of Superman and Goku. Against Goku, I guess you could probably give him cancer with uranium or something. He can get sick. Pesky Dust is a fairy with the magical ability to put foes to sleep and invade their dreams. Superman fans sighed audibly 8 words in because Superman is a wet noodle against magic. Goku could probably lose to Pesky Dust, I don't know, this part isn't about him. Ghost Freak is a ghost, as his name would suggest. Goku and Superman cannot physically hurt him. Ghost Freak also has the power of possession, allowing him to either use Goku as a weapon or weaponize Goku's powerful friends against him. Against Superman, possessing others will even more seriously limit the hero because Superman doesn't want to hurt innocents. Goku would still probably punch the crap out of his child, and Ghost Freak is weak to sunlight, however, so there's a chance Superman or Goku could stall through an entire night or trick him into going a place with sunlight. Although Superman probably has some BS sunlight power or something if you read issue number bajillion where he's a sun god. Ben has 2 crystal-based aliens, Diamond Head and Chroma Stone. Both aliens are basically immune to energy attacks, with Chroma Stone able to absorb and redirect them stronger. So Superman and Goku lose access to heat vision and all key energy abilities respectively. With their bodies made of indestructible crystal, it takes an unspeakable amount of force to truly damage either alien's body, so that would definitely slow even Superman and Goku. Upchuck is a little frog-looking amoeba-based alien with an infinite void stomach, allowing him to ingest anything and everything. Afterwards, he can digest it and launch it as an energy attack. Yes, this is basically Kirby, but without copy abilities. Regardless, Upchuck is able to swallow anything, regardless of size or material, up to and including spaceships and explosions, let alone a humanoid. Upchuck's mouth is impervious to harm, with the worst damage done to him in its past being a tummy ache or Upchuck getting fat for like 5 seconds. His tongue and stomach are stronger than almost anything ever shown in canon, able to grab and consume Alien X, that reality-bending immortal I mentioned a few seconds ago. Ben also has access to Clockwork, a goofy little clock man with the power of total mastery over time. Clockwork can age foes into dust, travel through time, move faster than a speedster, swap between timelines at will, swap targets between timelines, restore those that were removed from reality, and detect any change to the time-space continuum and reality. Clockwork is basically Alien X2 Electric Boogaloo, but he looks like a cute little clock man. Finally, I'm gonna gas up Ben's least favorite alien. Ben's least favorite alien is named the Worst. Real species, Atrocian. Ben hates this pudgy little dweeb, but it's technically one of his most powerful transformations. The Worst is completely indestructible. Physical trauma, sharp edges, heat, cold, energy, acid, poison, none of it can destroy the Worst. However, the Worst does feel all the pain of these attacks. They just won't ever destroy him. So I guess hypothetically a desperate Goku or Superman could make Ben experience such unimaginable agonizing pain that he surrenders. Also, they could just take him into space because he needs to breathe. However, Ben can just switch to an alien that doesn't need oxygen, like Chroma Stone or Ghost Freak, to survive. Anyway, with that long rant out of the way, I think it should be obvious that Ben Tennyson has a 100% win rate against Goku, Superman, or any opponent you can put against him. I can't think of a single opponent who could ever stand a chance against Ben, let alone win against him in a fight.
What about Saitama?
Who the hell is Saitama?
Win, Kevin's car.
Hey guys, you know, you're probably waiting for that Justin guy. He's not here at the moment. Yeah, he's just not here. I don't have any excuses. So me, Carson Zadroga, I'm going to fill in for Justin, Todd, Gluteus, Athenas, Furious, Brown Prime. So I'm gonna create my own cartoon. So one time JJ, you know, made his own anime. So I'm gonna steal from his idea.
Stealing, theft. I like pilfering. I'm a sneaky poacher. I like taking things that do not belong to me.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
You know, yeah, I'm gonna steal his idea. So I'm gonna create my own cartoon. Okay, so this is gonna be like a, you know, like a PG cartoon.
I never planned on killing you, but I will make you share my pain, Kenobi.
So I don't expect anything like violent or crazy. We're not allowed to show that. So this cartoon will be set in a universe where most of the planets are shaped like triangles and squares, and some are just like round balls with a really long spike coming out of it. You know, it probably defies all laws of physics and astronomy and chemistry and, you know, psychology. But, you know, this is a science fiction setting. And the kind of main preference, the main gimmick is, you know, everyone has swords. Everyone has super advanced, strong swords. But only a special group of people have staves. Staves that shoot out elemental stuff. But they're not your typical elements like air, earth, or water, or fire. No, instead they're ice.
Ice is nice.
They're electricity. They're plants.
Where am I supposed to get it?
Missy Mo.
And spirit. Yeah, like spirit, like ghosts and happiness and something like that. So they got these staves, but these staves can transform into, you know, eventually they're crafted into, you know, weapons that shoot projectiles. And these special beings are called elementals. You know, other elements, because I'm choosing other elements. So the story revolves around this young man named So yeah, the main protagonist is going to be Drake Dark Dancer. And he's this like guy from this backwater planet called Loserus Prime. Because it's a really crappy world, and yeah, it's known for being the loser planet. He's in like this academy, you know, being led by two teachers. One guy is named Halcyon, and the other is led by a woman named Janiner. Yeah, like Janina, but with an ER, Janiner. Janiner Wireberg. Yeah, so they're like the wise teachers, and he's in this group, Drake Dark Dancer. Yeah, in this group made up of Chad, Virginia, a girl named Glacier Gaia, and another girl, but she's like an alien who has 5 eyes. She has like kind of like tentacle Cthulhu-like hair that can change color. Her name is, you know, Lulu, you know, like Cthulhu, but Lou. Yeah, Lulu Smith. And they go on these adventures, fighting like this evil order led by Dr. Valhalla Wagner. Yeah, Valhalla Wagner. And he wants to turn everyone into a cyborg, so everyone will be able to live forever as strong cyborgs, 'cause cyborgs don't age in this universe. So our heroes need to fight this order that Valhalla Wagner has created. And yeah, so the plot is about, it's about family. You know, it's about family. Everyone in the group that I described, that Drake Darklight is in, they're all, you know, dating each other every other day, because that makes good TV. And they have like a goofy sidekick, a little small sidekick. He's like half robot, half squid, and his name is is Gamer. Fortnite. Gamer the Squid. Fortnite. He's a squid that plays that game. Yeah, I'm a dead man for that joke.
Han Solo, you're a dead man.
Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job.
And yeah, so that's the plot of my story, of my cartoon, which I did not create a name for. So it's going to be called Blasts of the Space Blast. Yeah, Space Blast. You know, on Cartoon Network at 7 a.m. Yeah, so that's my segment. Justin, where are you? Can't do this forever. Yeah, have a good day, everyone.